Alright, the hive that I'm working on right now was my strongest hive a few weeks ago. When I checked them earlier this week, they had a really bad hive beetle problem. So I'm going to actually be using two different hive beetle traps. This is the oil-based trap. It's got a little flap here that you can open it and close it, put oil in there, dump it out if you need to, reuse it. I like these a little bit better. They're a little bit more hardy in terms of the fact that they're reusable, but these edges and bits here do tend to crack after a little while and kind of snap. These ones are a little cheaper. You can put oil in here if you can fit it through the little holes, but it does kind of plug up the holes a bit and it's a bit of a pain. So these ones I don't usually put oil in, but these ones I do. With the hive beetle problem that this hive has, being that it's so bad, I neglected these guys for a while. I'm going to put one of each one of these in the corner between my brood box and I use a second brood box as a honey super for these guys to get them over winter, and I let them keep both of those. But I'll put one in each of the corners of the first box, in between the two boxes, and then at the very top, on the top of the second box, I'll put two of these guys up there, just to kind of help give myself a little bit more rounded coverage. And the bees will chase the hive beetles all around the hive, so you'll catch them at any various level. So it's pretty easy. I've got the hive taken apart already. I'm going to get some oil put into these. I'm not digging down in there to look for the queen today. I know she's laying pretty strong still. And it really doesn't take a whole lot of oil for these traps, because the beetle's got tiny little feet, so once you get it in there and kind of coat the bottom, it doesn't take much at all. Not even close. So that's one done. Then you just close up the cap. And then these sit in between the frames. These will rest on the edge of the frames, and it'll sit right down in the hive like that. So I'm going to put this one in the corner, and I'm going to have the face of this facing the very edge of the box. So that way this is hugging the first frame on the outside. My frames are a little tight. I got them good and propolised in there, so they're pretty tight, which is good. So I've got that first one snug down in there. Get some trapped in the second one. Don't fall in that one. Coat the bottom. Make sure the top is good and closed. I'm going to stick this guy on the side. Make sure it's good in there level. The little edges you should hear them click over the edge of the frame, of the wooden frame. These bits. Yeah. And they're actually pretty calm right now. A few weeks ago they were getting a little bit big for their britches. They were growing super well. Really strong colony. The queen was getting a little aggressive, the genetics were. So that worried me a little bit, but this hive beetle problem knocked down their numbers a little and kind of made them realize they were getting a little big for their britches. And these oil traps, they don't bother the bees at all. They just takes up a little bit of space. A lot of times after depending on how motivated your bees are, it could take a day, it could take a week or so, but they'll start incorporating this stuff into the hive. They'll build comb around it, they'll propolize it, they'll make it a natural part of where they live. So, alright, all 4 of my corners are in, just about. Alright, and then the next box to go on. Alright, and then up here in this top box, I'm just going to put one of these about 3 frames in, and the other one about 3 frames in from the other side. Just to kind of give myself a little more coverage. Alright, and as far as hive beetle traps or oil traps, that's it. Really simple, self-explanatory. I'll leave these in here for about 10 days to 2 weeks, and then I'll check them. I might not pull them, but I'll definitely check them. It is that time of year to really start keeping an eye on things to get the bees, to make sure they can get it through winter. My next big step is going to be to put the pollen patties on them. Right now we've still got goldenrod, so I'm not super worried right now, but pollen patties will be next, along with backfeeding any sugar water if I think they're weak anywhere. These guys, I think, they're doing alright. As long as I make sure to keep their mite situation, or their hive beetle situation, under control, and put a mouse entrance reducer on it real soon, because I checked another hive earlier today and found more field mice, so they're looking to make their homes in your hives, so definitely watch that. I will be picking up more mouse guards here shortly from my supplier, so I'll have those available for you guys. And I'm definitely putting in an order for myself too, because I neglected them about 2 years ago. I neglected it. All of my hives made it through winter completely fine, made it through spring, had food, they weren't going to starve, but the mice killed them. Just the pests and the mites and all that stuff. I'm also going to do another mite check on these guys. All summer they've been doing really well, so I'm not super worried in terms of mite count. I'm still seeing drone bees, so weather's changing, but not fast enough for them to be on panic mode yet. If you have any other questions or comments, or want to see how other things are used, definitely let me know, and I will do videos on those things when I check my hives. If you just kind of want a general informational video on certain products and things that I might have, again, just let me know and I'll fill you guys in. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on these guys and seal them up for the day. Put my cover on and my marker stone, and that's about it for those.